Hi everyone, this is Dr. Haley McInnes. I'm a family doctor practicing in Toronto and working at the Prince Edward Medical Clinic. In this video, I'll be discussing the safety and efficacy of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, which was approved by Health Canada on December 10th for ages 16 years and older. Over these past few weeks, I've been reading the original published manuscripts, which are available online. It feels like I'm reliving my days as a grad student, so if you ever dreamed of going to grad school, pull out the papers, grab a coffee, an oversized hoodie, and read along. Okay, let's dive in. So how do vaccines work? Traditionally, a vaccine is a weak or inactive form of a virus that teaches our immune system what that virus looks like. In response to a vaccine, our immune system builds antibodies. If a vaccinated person encounters the real virus, their antibodies will attack the virus before it can make them feel unwell. In Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines, however, their breakthrough genetic technology enables our bodies to create antibodies against coronavirus without ever exposing us to coronavirus in any form, weakened or otherwise. This technology utilizes messenger RNA, which already exists inside our cells. Let's learn how mRNA works. Remember in biology class we learned that our DNA is like a set of instructions or a blueprint for creating a human being? Messenger RNA acts like a middleman by taking a photocopy of that blueprint and delivering it to production factories called ribosomes, which assemble proteins from that blueprint. If a virus infects a living cell, it can take advantage of that normal cell process in order to make more virus. The best way to protect against viruses is to attack them before they can infect our cells. In the case of coronavirus, scientists have figured out how to train our bodies to block the virus using mRNA technology. You see, the coronavirus relies on proteins on its outer membranes in order to fuse with and thereby infect our cells. These viral proteins are called spike proteins. Scientists have built mRNA segments, aka photocopied blueprints, of the spike proteins. The Pfizer vaccine is loaded with these mRNA segments, but no actual virus. Our cells will take up this mRNA, build spike proteins, which our body will create antibodies against. This way, if we are exposed to coronavirus, our antibodies will recognize and attack the spike proteins so that the coronavirus cannot invade our cells. Pfizer and BioNTech are two companies that collaborated on the approved coronavirus vaccine. In order to receive approval, a vaccine must demonstrate safety and efficacy. In the phase 1 clinical trial in June, 45 healthy participants received the vaccine to test if the vaccine was safe. There were no serious adverse events, but many participants reported mild to moderate fever or chills, headache, fatigue, and muscle pain. These uncomfortable side effects are the result of our body's immune system mounting a response to the virus. Researchers also assessed antibody levels and saw a robust response, similar to that seen in patients who have developed antibodies from exposure to the actual coronavirus. But are those levels high enough to give us immunity? Does it work? That is the question posed in the phase 3 trial, of which Pfizer has published their preliminary results. The ongoing trial involves tens of thousands of participants that were randomized to either receive the vaccine or receive a placebo. In over 36,000 participants, 8 cases of COVID-19 were observed among vaccine recipients, compared to 162 among placebo recipients, resulting in a 95% efficacy rate. Based on these data, Pfizer has demonstrated that their vaccine is safe and efficacious. But is it effective, like in the real world? We will only know that as more people receive the vaccine. The Pfizer vaccine has already been approved in the UK for emergency use, and on December 8th, 90-year-old Margaret Keenan was the first person vaccinated outside of clinical trials, and she said, "If I can do it, so can you." Thanks, Margaret. In Canada, our V-Day is Tuesday, December 15th, when the vaccine will be administered to 1,500 healthcare workers at the Ottawa Hospital and 1,500 at the University Health Network in Toronto. They will need a second vaccine 21 days after the first. 90,000 further doses are expected to arrive by the end of December. This initial shipment will be prioritized for individuals working in hospitals and senior care centers. Looking forward, the Ontario government has communicated a 3-phase vaccine rollout plan, which includes Moderna's vaccine, currently awaiting Health Canada approval. How do we act once vaccinated? We don't know if the vaccine can still be contracted and transmitted from vaccinated people who don't develop symptoms from the infection to unvaccinated people who will be at risk. For that reason, we must continue to wash our hands, wear masks, and socially distance until public health officials say it is safe to loosen restrictions. Hopefully, this vaccine signals a beginning to the end of this pandemic. I, for one, am looking forward to getting vaccinated. Thank you to everyone who has patiently looked out for one another during the lockdowns, to the scientists who have worked endless hours to develop and distribute this vaccine, the brave participants in the clinical trials, and Miss Anderson, my high school biology teacher, who first taught me about mRNA. Thanks for listening, and stay safe.